lot of the higher-ups at Nintendo really need to go. Why? Because a lot of them are these out-of-touch old men who are stuck in the past and still think Nintendo is on top and doing really nothing wrong. Don't believe me? Then why else is Nintendo still stubborn, still making underpowered consoles, and still trying the gimmick thing? It's like these things just don't go through these people's skulls. Because look at the Wii U. It relied on a gimmick, it was underpowered, flopped. They try. I mean, the Wii U was pretty much them trying to recapture the Wii success and thinking, hey, we're gonna have another success just like the Wii because we have this weird tablet thing that a lot of people really like, and look how well that turned out. I think it's time for them to resign and have younger people take control of Nintendo because the benefit of having younger people being the leaders in Nintendo is that they're more in tune with the gaming industry these days. They know what gamers want and what gamers like, and they would probably deliver. These stubborn old men just think that are like in their own fantasy world, thinking Nintendo's still on top, still the number one the number one place to go for games, and I guess they think they're still in the Super Nintendo days where Nintendo was on top and third party developers were like bowing down to them, and they were getting all the games and they had the most powerful console. I mean, sure, there was Sega, but it's so obvious Nintendo won that generation. But these stubborn old men who still think those days are still going on really need to go. I mean, yeah, they killed it back in the 80s and early 90s because back then they were the young people. They knew what the gaming industry was all about and what gamers wanted and liked. But now, since they're so out of touch with gaming and reality in general, they need to go. They either need to retire or just need to be replaced. Because they're the ones pretty much holding Nintendo back and making all these stupid decisions and repeating the same mistakes over and over again. It's kind of like they're insane, pretty much, because, insanity is pretty much doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. They tried the gimmick thing with the Wii U, failed miserably. They're trying to gimmick thing with the Nintendo Switch, and who knows how that's going to go. Who knows how that's going to turn out, but it's also underpowered and everything. And they still think, oh, we're Nintendo, people will buy us anyway, will buy our systems anyway because we're Nintendo, because there's no one else out there. I swear to God, they better go if the Switch ends up being a flop, just like the Wii U. And I'm pretty sure these are the same people who thought it was a good idea to make the Switch online require a phone. Yeah, I'm sure all of you already know this by now. You need a phone to use the online on the Switch. I mean, what an inconvenience. I mean, what if your phone dies and you can't use the online on the Switch now? Because it depends on your phone. You need an app on your phone or whatever just to use the online for the Switch. Who thought of this? My God. They're probably like, oh, 99.9% of the people in the world have a smartphone, so why not put the online stuff on the smartphone? Not even thinking about all the inconveniences that would bring. But yeah, that's why I think they need to go, because they make stupid decisions like that, and they just flat out refuse to change, no matter how much criticism they get, no matter how much they piss off people. And no matter how much these decisions blow up in their faces, they still continue to make the same damn mistakes. With the Wii, it was underpowered and it didn't really get any third-party support, especially in the later years, because people ended up forgetting about it. And it relied on a gimmick, so a lot of third-party devs didn't want anything to do with the Wii because, well, the controller was weird and it was vastly different than the other two consoles. And with the Wii U, it was underpowered and hardly anyone bought it because Nintendo decided not to market it. And again, third-party devs didn't want anything to do with it, and people didn't want anything to do with it because they're like, why should I buy this console that hardly has any support from any third-party devs? And it has this awkward tablet thing on it, and I don't want anything to do with it. That was their mentality, and who knows, maybe, since they seem to be repeating the same mistakes with the Switch, it has motion controls, it has another gimmick, it's underpowered, more than likely. And again, no matter how much criticism and backlash they get, they still don't listen. It's like they have their fingers in their ears going, la 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 la, I can't hear you, I can't hear you, I can't hear any of the criticisms you're giving me, la 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 la. I mean, they may as well just be doing that, because that's essentially what they're doing pretty much. And this is why I think younger people should take over Nintendo. People, again, people who are more in tune with the gaming industry and know what gamers want and will give gamers what they want and would like to see Nintendo do. And again, if the Nintendo Switch flops and Nintendo does decide they want to continue making hardware, these old people better either retire. Well, they should just retire, or maybe, I don't know, maybe they'll just die before the generation ends. So yeah, there's that too. But preferably they should retire, because, well, these people are pretty much set for life, and they may as well just enjoy their dying years in luxury. I mean, why work? Why work until you die when you have all that money? And two, I don't wish death on anyone, so yeah, I'd rather them retire than just to be like, oh, I hope these people die, because I don't, alright? But regardless, they had their time. They were once the cool, hip people who knew what was going on in gaming and knew what gamers wanted and liked. But now that time is up, and they clearly are out of touch with gaming. If they were so in touch with gaming, Nintendo would have had normal online. The consoles, their newer consoles would have good specs, and it would pretty much give gamers everything they want and would like to see in a console. But they don't do that at all. They think they know what gamers want, but instead they give us underpowered consoles with these weird gimmicks. Yay. So yeah, younger people should take over Nintendo, and hopefully, if or when that happens, well, it'll probably happen. These people will probably end up retiring or dying. So when that happens, hopefully Nintendo will finally listen to gamers and give gamers what they want. Hopefully. I mean, if they don't, then RIP Nintendo. I'm sorry, but that's the reality of the situation, alright? Anyways, that's all I have to say. Bye-bye.